welcome to another episode of Spiritual Superpowers. I'm Karen, this is Dawn, and we have another interesting episode for you today.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about fairies.
Which, from our understanding, they are a part of the elementals. And we're going to go on a fairy hunt today.
Yeah, and I think just before we go on our little fairy hunt, gotta say, the whole concept of fairies is something that I have the hardest time in really connecting with. You know, I connect to angels, I connect to people and animals on the other side, I connect to spirit guides and all that sort of thing. I don't know what it is about fairies, but think of the energy of fairies as being an energy, right, that's connected to the woods and nature. It's a little easier for me to understand it that way. I guess it's the whole Tinkerbell image of a fairy.
Yes.
is where I have the trouble. And maybe you guys do too. Understand that these are energetic beings that live in the woods.
Or anywhere.
Yes, they like the woods though, don't
I
they?
think they do, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out.
You know what? We're going to consult an expert on this. So we'll include that video and we'll ask all of those questions. We are here with Theresa Cartier. And Theresa, how would you describe the things that you do from a spiritual perspective?
Well, I would say that I am very much in tune with the energy of spirit and that I connect with the spirit people, with the spirit world, that I also connect with animals and I work with everybody. They work with me. I do a lot of different modalities. I will give people tarot and oracle readings. I will do Reiki practitioner work where I connect with the energy of the world itself. Also, I will do mediumship where I speak with spirit people on the other side. And I also work with the Moon Eye Key. And again, that's another energetic pathway where you work with the different energies of the actual world.
Dawn and I, we went for a walk one day, and it's interesting that where I live, there's a forest just right across the road, and there are fairy houses all through this forest. And it's a pretty amazing kind of to walk around and just go on a fairy house treasure hunt almost. And so Dawn and I went and did that the other day, and we started talking about fairies and what we thought fairies were. And it's interesting, you know, I have a different take on it than maybe Dawn does. So we wanted to kind of bring you in and just understand your take on what fairies are.
Okay, well, I can appreciate that. I mean, everybody has their own perspective of the Fae Folk. For me, I feel that I have worked with the Fae energy for my entire lifetime.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why I feel that is that it is an elemental energy. It's very much connected to the earth. It's not attached to a physical body, but yet we as humans can see the energies of the different Fae in the way of, you know, oh, it's a pretty fairy that's either nude or that has flower petals for clothes with wings, like a butterfly or a dragonfly, that sort of thing. And that's how we picture them, or like little garden gnomes. And so that's the energy that's surrounded with the fairies.
What do you use that connection for?
I use it for a lot of my work. It depends on whether or not I'm working with the energies. If I'm doing mediumship, then I'm working with the air energy, so the crown chakra. And so in that aspect, I would be connecting with angels.
Yeah.
With the winged, which is the winged ones are the fairies with the wings. So that energy would be one aspect. Another one would be perhaps working with the earth. So here, maybe I'm connecting as a Reiki practitioner with the energy of the earth and I'm connecting with, let's say, pixies or little gnomes and things like that from the woods, this would be something that is more of like a feeling that I connect with that. So like the wisp of a tree leaf falling down, that would be like the way that the fairy put it in front of you to see it dancing. That's
Oh,
how they work with you.
I love that. I love that. So if people want to connect with fairies more, would you say spend more time in nature? What would you suggest?
Well, first of all, I would suggest that they put the intent out there
Mm.
for the fairies, because the fairies can travel at will. They have their own realm and they can travel and pass into our realm whenever they want to. And they're very much the guardians of the earth, especially during the time of great stages of development of, say, spring and fall, when the earth is transitioning. In those times, they are helpers of the earth. So if you're disrespecting the earth, they don't like that, and they'll make themselves known to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go into it with a respectful nature when you're walking on the path and in the forest and things like that. Like if you just purposely trample flowers, that would be a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they love flowers, they love color, they love nature. This is like prana for them. If you want to connect with them, best way to do that, first of all, is with intent. Secondly, it works if you can work with the garden, surround yourself, your home with beautiful flowers, and you'll know when they're there, because all of a sudden, let's say you planted some red tulips and then you get this random pink one.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
That's
yeah.
them at work. And, maybe 2 years goes by, you haven't put any new
Yeah.
soil onto your gardens, but yet your
Right.
gardens are doing fabulous. Then you
Okay.
you have Fae energy there.
Okay.
So that's, and little, again, like those little fairy houses, any kind of home for the nature, like a butterfly home, dragonflies to attract the bees, anything like that, they're going to see that. And anything that you do to help the earth, you're bringing that energy into your home, and you'll know, because you're going to feel calmer, you're going to feel lighter, you're going to be happier, and you'll feel their energy, because it's more of like a fun, they love to celebrate and party and have a lot of laughter.
I love that.
And as long as we are respectful of them and especially of the earth, that's what they want to see.
Yeah.
And that goes for anything and everything. Like if I see a little snail that's on the side of the road, I'll move it to the grass, just stuff like that. And, you can just feel the energy of the little pixie that's on top of the snail's back. When we work with the natural world, energetically and in our lives, and bring that into our personal space, if you are intuitive and if you're working with nature and you have that intent to be a part of it, then you can connect to it very easily. Taking that walk in and just kind of like allowing them to show you, sitting in the quiet space and allowing them to show themselves to you and their energy. It might take some time because they are shy, but eventually they will work with you.
I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to go for a walk in the woods and see if I can really connect with some of those fairies and other elementals. I'll get back to you and let you know how that goes.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, yeah. But thank you so much. You definitely, are so connected. You know so much more about them than Dawn and I. I mean, we had a little bit of knowledge, and so it was just so great to hear your thoughts and your connection.
I would actually place a bet, if I was a betting person, that yourself and Dawn are already working with them.
I think so too.
They're all around us, even, you know, in the times of dragons, like just going over history for centuries. They've always been a part of our world. That's kind of gotten lost over the time of modern society, but I feel like people are now seeing, and light bulbs are going off, and they're really understanding now, and it's becoming clear that we need to work with the earth.
Well, thank you so much. If people want to book a reading with you, how would they get in touch with you?
They can go to my website. It's sageofthewoods.ca, and they can just fill out the contact form and they can reach out to me and get a reading, Reiki session, whatever they need.
Okay, well, that was wonderful, Theresa. Always a pleasure to chat with you, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you soon.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Karen.
Okay, take care.
What's, I think, interesting on my part is that I do psychic investigation, right? I'm a ghost hunter.
Yeah.
And a lot of people find ghosts scary.
Right.
But fairies are like the one thing that I'm like, I have a huge respect for in a fearful way.
Yeah, she's a little scared of fairies.
I am. There's just something about them where I don't want to piss them off. And I find them mischievous.
Yeah.
And I just want to always stay on their good side. So I'm someone who always carries dimes and nickels. Yeah. And if I come across a fairy garden or fairy, I will leave stuff. I will say hello. Like, I'm a kiss ass when it comes to fairies because there's just something, I don't know enough about them. And so yes, I have a fear of fairies.
Well, I think you taught me about bringing them shiny things like dimes and nickels. And I think Opie, we'll include a link to our friend Cheryl, known as Opie or Opie's Connection. Mm-hmm. We'll include a link because she connects with fairies a lot. And she says to leave them fruit.
Yeah, I actually just had an amazing mediumship reading with her just, I think, 7 days ago. And she brought to my attention because we had just built a new house. And of course, we're disrupting the land, which I've done my best to honor the land. But she mentioned that almost like we have upset gnomes. And if they're anything like fairies, I'm like, how can I fix this? How can I make it okay? And she suggested that I put out some fruit, specifically, I believe, grapefruit and nuts, out on my front porch. So I will be doing that. Yeah, they like offerings, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go fairy hunting?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
We'll see you out there. So we've just entered the forest. I haven't come in here for a little while, but there's a new addition.
How cute. Okay, so let's do an offer. So for this one, I'm gonna leave a coin. I feel like I'm connecting with my inner child. You know, I'm a kid on a scavenger hunt kind of thing, which just feels good, which will then only bring, you know, feel good energies my way. So I believe that they're there just because I can't see them. They're there, and maybe it's more of a superstition as to why I buy their love.
So we have another fairy house coming up. So I'm gonna give them a strawberry as an offering.
Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Oh, it's the tooth fairy.
Is that cute?
Oh my goodness. Do you think the tooth fairy appreciates sugar?
Well, it's natural sugar.
Okay, so it won't rot the teeth. Well, maybe she gets more teeth that way.
Maybe. We'll go with that.
Yeah. Aww. There you go, tooth fairy. Enjoy your strawberries.
All right, so there you have it.
We just finished our hike, our little fairy hunt hike.
Yeah.
Through the forest, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we did that. It was so good to be out in nature. Thank you for taking me on this hike.
Yep. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, give us the thumbs up.
Please remember to subscribe. We love new subscribers. And while you're there, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. Thank you again for spending your time with us today, and we will see you again next week.